Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why he's so upset about the players. He did not serve in the Army, Navy, and why he's so upset. These young men is protesting about how the police treat young black people, and he's a racist. Not only that, he don't care about nobody but himself. But I see one thing: none of his children served in the military, and not only that, all these young black men that served in the military, and a lot of them got killed, and he didn't serve in it, and so he don't have no right to say anything.
Ma'am, you make a great point there, because usually those that wave and the saber, the hardest are those, the strongest, and the one that really wave that saber is the one that ain't never served. Because if you've served, if you've been in the war like I have, then you know war is hell. And those that it affect, it affects us real bad, like it affected me in Vietnam. But those that have never served and their children have never served, they always is the one that wave the sword real hard. Let's go get them. Let's kick butt. Let's do it. Oh, come on. But they don't understand one thing. And I want to say this as a Vietnam vet who might, next Sunday when we go to protest at the Cleveland Browns Stadium, I might kneel before that flag, as many of my other brothers that's been in the war might kneel before that flag. But darn it, we got a right to, because, hey, I almost got killed in Vietnam. So can't nobody tell me nothing.
And you know what? He was supposed to be in the Vietnam War, too.
No, too scared. All he wanted, hey, he's a saber waver. Those are the ones that, you understand, if you've been in war or around war, you'll understand that war is hell.
You know, I'm going to say this, and now I'm getting off the phone.
Yes, ma'am.
My father was in World War I, and he used to talk about him and his friends. I was used to listen to them talk about how them racist people, just like Donald Trump, did them, and they were in the service, and you should have heard them talk about how they was segregated and how they did them, and they were fighting for this country.
Yes, ma'am. I thank you for your phone call, ma'am. You're a great American, okay?
Okay, thank you.
In that Fahrenheit 9/11 movie Michael Moore did, when they voted to go to the war in Iraq, all the politicians that voted to go to war, none of their children were in the service.
Yes, no doubt about it.
Thing.
Listen, anybody coming from the Browns game listening, I want you to call me, 216-578-1490.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
This is Terry from East Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes, talk.
Since your subject is racism, and the subject is racism in regards to the president, I agree. He's, as far as I'm concerned, he's the only thing he doesn't have is a white hood from the Ku Klux Klan. And black folks and black men and black women getting shot down and the police getting off. I just like to remind the sports world, and I agree with Kaepernick doing what he did. Takes courage to go up against this racist system. And while you're at it, I've been down there 21 years with the indigenous people, changed the baseball club, changed the name and changed the logo. Mm-hmm. As I said on another station, it's time for the sports world to grow up. Mm-hmm. The native people say it's racist. I agree with them. Change the name and change the logo. Get rid of some of these racist logos and images and what have you, and sexist images, and then maybe we can have a sit down and talk. But as Reverend Sharpton says, when you talk about whether you should pick it or not, he said that's the beginning. You have to let, in so many words less, you have to let the system know you don't like something. And if you keep your mouth closed, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. Thanks, Art, and everybody else. Bye.
All right, let me tell you something real quick. One line open, call in. I'm going to get on.
Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors have the option to do what they want to do if they get an invitation to the public house to meet the highest public official in the country. That's their option. But they missed the golden opportunity because they got that invitation. What they could have done and what I would have done, whether I like to do it or not, was I would have made a post of some things that I wanted to ask him on behalf of some people that would not have been able to go to the White House because they didn't meet the president because they didn't get that same invitation. I promise you, there's some small businesses around the Golden State Warriors arena, minority businesses that have been trying to get that federal minority grant money that haven't been able to get it, and they like to kind of put their face and their business in front of the president, federal officials, federal money, and see if they could get something done about it. And if he posted it in advance and then went to the White House, as well as letting his 2 senators know he was coming in the White House, and then got there and all he got was a handshake, then he would come back and really say what the president was about. And if he got something more than a handshake, actually got the information in front of him and they had a discussion about it, then again, he'd be able to say what the president is really about. But his self-absorption kept him from going to the White House as well as his teammates, and now he's not even invited. That was a bad move. Bad move. And then